Hi there, these comments are for Bilal, and I am Michael from OTCOnlineTOEFLcourse.com, and I'm reading your integrated task right now. I'm going to also read the independent writing task that you sent me, and I got a good feeling here. I think this is a very, very strongly written essay, this integrated writing task. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I mean, I'm always cautious about giving high scores. I don't like giving high scores. However, is it possible Michael's going to give a 5 out of 5, a 30 point out of 30? Can we do this? Let's look at it one more time just to be sure. Both the reading and the lecture offer differing views on the electronic medical record system. The reading passage lists several advantages of adopting this system, while the professor casts doubt on these claims. So a good introduction, you have the main point of the reading and the listening. First, according to the author of the reading passage, the electronic record will reduce the cost of storing and transferring medical records, and doctors can easily retrieve, I'm going to throw the comma right here, and transfer these data with less cost. These data, who says that? You say that. Why? Data's plural. So it's these, not this. Nobody knows that. Wow, good grammar. Yeah, these data. However, the professor rejects this information by explaining that doctors are keeping the paper records as a backup for legal reasons related to patient signature, so they will continue paying for storage even if they use the electronic system. I'm going to throw this in there, the article there. Okay, second, the reading passage articulates that electronic system would decrease the errors which can happen due to handwriting or bad organization. Moreover, the electronic fonts and forms will prevent these errors. On the other hand, the professor challenges this idea by illustrating that these handwriting errors will not be eliminated by the electronic system because doctors use paper and pen to prescribe and take notes. I would say they use papers and pens, make it plural. The staff enters these data later on in the system, so the poor handwriting could still lead to errors, the professor asserts. Finally, the passage claims that electronic records can ease medical research by providing data about any case at any location. Conversely, the professor opposes this point of view, arguing that researchers can find it difficult to access patients' records because of privacy laws which keep this information private, so they have to follow rules and get permissions before using these records. Wow. So I gave you 5 out of 5. Let's double check one more time. Make sure Michael is not making a mistake. Let's look at the 5. A response at this level successfully selects the important information from the lecture and coherently and accurately presents this information in relation to the relevant information presented in the reading. The response is well organized. Yes, and occasional language errors that are present do not result in inaccurate or imprecise presentation. I got a sneeze coming on. Woo! Wow. My head's on fire, but I feel better now. Okay, let's look at it. It will result in inaccurate or imprecise presentation of content. What do we got? We got a couple of errors with definite articles. Those aren't even error. Those are kind of systematic things. You could even argue that you didn't need the article in those cases. Anybody at YouTube, you want to make that argument, post your comments below the video. I'm open to it. All right, I think it's a 5. What do you guys think at YouTube? I mean, it's organized. There's an introduction. You have the main points of the reading and the lecture. He moves on to the next paragraph with reading point 1, with listening point 1. It's very easy to understand the organization. Then he goes on to reading point 2 with listening point 2. And finally, he ends with reading point 3 and listening point 3. But Michael, he didn't do a conclusion. It's true. You didn't do a conclusion, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I really don't. So 5 out of 5, baby. 30 points on this one. This is a very well organized essay. You are ready to take the writing section of the TOEFL. You're going to get the score you need. I'm hoping you can get between 28 and 30. That is my goal for you. And I've had a few people get that score, and I think it's entirely within your abilities to do that. Now, I would not say that to anybody. Yeah, hi there. These comments again are for Bilal, and I think with the independent writing task you sent me, I'm going to put you at about 28 out of 30 on this. So overall, it's very well written. You have really nicely developed and organized essay. My suggestion might be, and are more subjected to them, I would change that word to maybe are more exposed to them. Maybe that seems to fit. That seems to fit the topic of that third body paragraph. So that's one thing I would make. Now, I like how you talk about your daughter as a fan of Federer. So that's good. So I think that's a good example. On the other hand, her brother, who is 10, thinks celebrities are not role models. I wouldn't bring that part up. That kind of weakens your argument, really. But I would just focus on the daughter, Federer, and how she's influenced by him. Just spend the rest of the paragraph developing that. My advice is the same for the next paragraph. I wouldn't bring up the boy. Excuse me. Just stay focused on the daughter. And when you talk about social media, be more specific. She spends hours on Instagram or hours on Facebook. So you're saying because she's spending all this time on social media, she has more exposure to celebrities than older people do. And older people maybe don't spend as much time as your daughter does, right? So that might be something there. So yeah, the brother thing, I don't think you need to worry about that here. I won't worry about that. Just focus on your daughter. This is a good example, and show through the two key arguments in the thesis here that she's more influenced by celebrities, right? So she's heavily influenced by them, and she has a lot more exposure to them than older people do. All right, so I think that's my comments there. Overall, though, very well written. You don't really have any grammar errors at all. I think that you, for example, you have this sentence here. My daughter is a fan of Federer, one of the best tennis players in the globe, and she follows his pages on Facebook and Instagram. That's a really good sentence. You have a compound sentence, and also you put in a positive in there to help give you some syntactic variety. That's beautiful, beautifully written. So you got some good skills, my friend. So I believe when you take the TOEFL, you should be able to get between 28 and 30. That is a reasonable goal for you. Now, YouTubers, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about this guy who wrote these two essays. I have no idea about any of you guys, but if you write similar essays, right, then you'll get similar scores. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching the video. Good luck, Bilal. And remember, everybody, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and then post this video somewhere in your social media. All right, thank you.